welcome to the episode of the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host here to talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling. And hope you guys had an amazing week. It is Friday. Those who are celebrating a beautiful Friday, hopefully that you guys are, partying and hanging out safely, of course. Partying by drinking a whole bunch of root beer, I'm just kidding. No, definitely, making sure you guys, during the holiday season, making sure that you guys are, holding your loved ones closer. And, just having, just creating memories that are going to last, for a lifetime. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We have a great show for you today, all lined up. Today we're going to talk about, we have our WWE Smackdown sneak peek. We're also going to talk about Saturday night's main event. We're going to talk about TNA Final Resolution, which is, already, I think it's heading toward the end. We're going to talk about that. I've not checked any, I don't have any results, no recaps, so we're going to go in absolute blind. We're going to have fun with it, give you guys my predictions, and if it happens, cool. But if it doesn't, I'm just your average, ordinary wrestling fans who loves to spread lies and conspiracy theories. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not that type of guy. Then we're going to cap it off our fourth and fifth segment. We're going to talk about wrestling power rankings. We're going to start off with the women's, and then we're going to end with we're going to talk about the top 10 men. Obviously haven't done this for, quite some time. I feel like, at first I was kind of doing it, weekly, and I feel like it was a lot of the same names, all the time. So I was like, I think I'm going to cut it to, it was bi-weekly, and then I was like, yeah, still, so we'll do, start doing some monthly power rankings. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into our first segment. We're going to sneak peek some Friday Night Smackdown, but before we do any of that, I just want to remind you guys to go ahead and hit up that super chat, whether if you got a burning question or a hot take in terms of the world of professional wrestling. Here at the GSMC Sports Network, we are all ears to shoulders, making sure you guys feel like your voice is part of the mix, so make sure you guys do not be shy. Drop your thoughts inside that chat, and if you really want to make sure your comment, question, or concern gets noticed, why not use that super chat? Go ahead and click that $sign right there, which guarantees anything you guys put inside that chat box is going to be talked about, maybe even debated about on live air. Also, it's a great way to support the channel. It's a great way to support the GSMC Sports Network. All these amazing podcasters with one goal in mind. Our passion is to make sure that you guys consume all the sports content that you guys love so dang much. And guess what? It's absolutely 1,010% free. Just throw us a bone here and there. You know what I mean? We are super grateful for each and every one of you guys who joins us here daily on the GSMC Sports Network. Your support makes all the difference. Let's keep the conversation going. Let's get this party started. Send in those super chats, those super stickers, because you guys are super awesome, and together we will make sure this podcast is bigger, better, and stronger than ever. Once again, at the super chat, not your thing. It's all good. Just want to make sure that you guys feel like you guys are a part of the mix. Go ahead and hit up that tips and donations link at the gsmcpodcast.net. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Just remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Follow the show. Follow the network here, the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity, 1,010%. But of course, in terms of talking sports, it's inevitable. There's going to be some disagreements, some criticisms, and it's all good. It's already water under the bridge. It's all gravy, baby. Don't even worry about it. Just hit it up inside that chat so we can have some fun, so you guys can feel like this is our wrestling podcast, and it's it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be cool. All right, we have a WWE Smackdown sneak peek. We have a great show. Obviously, WWE Smackdown is going to be emanating from the XL Center in Hartford, Connecticut tonight. We're going to see Carmelo Hayes going up against TBA, to be announced. I feel like it could be a familiar face in NXT. I was kind of thinking, I don't know why I was thinking Ilya Dragunov, the Mad Dragon, obviously them kind of fighting in NXT. It would be crazy if, Trick Williams came out of nowhere, but I doubt. Obviously that's an absolute huge, conspiracy theory that probably won't come to mind. I think it's going to be a familiar foe. It has to be a familiar foe, or else why wouldn't it be announced? You know what I mean? So, or it might be somebody from Raw, looking to make a name on SmackDown. Maybe it could, you know what? No, it's not Sami Zayn, because he's kind of starting his thing with Drew McIntyre on Raw. A couple of names obviously pop up. I'm not too sure. Imagine if it's the LA Knight. Oh God, I'm gonna be upset. If it's Andrade, I gotta be honest. I'm gonna be a little upset. Carmelo Hayes. He needs something fresh. He's young. He's very, very, very talented. He's something hot on the market. If you let the flame go out, or if you let the flame sit too long, it kind of fizzles out. So I feel like this opponent needs to bring out the best of Carmelo Hayes, and of course, vice versa. All right, we got a Women's United States Championship semifinal. We got Bayley taking on Chelsea Green. Bayley, this match is 50-50. I really honestly don't know how this match could possibly go. If Bayley wins, obviously, kind of having a veteran hold the inaugural Women's United States Championship is a good idea. Really wouldn't have any problems with Bayley moving on. Chelsea Green, kind of like what I was talking about with Carmelo Hayes. Something new, something fresh, absolutely hot on the market. Chelsea Green is a great heel, as she, definitely gets under the skin of WWE superstars as well as management, and sometimes under the crowd. But the crowd loves her. The crowd absolutely love her no matter what. And when she comes out, people notice. And, it would be nice to kind of see Chelsea Green get into that, because we've seen her wrestle inside the ring. She's not just that classic, typical, smash spot kind of opponent. She puts on good matches. She's able to kind of put on a show for the audience. So it wouldn't surprise me if she won the title as well. And to be honest, it would be, not poetic justice, because I feel like, ever since she kind of made her way onto the WWE main brand, she's been kind of that, not like a joke. I don't want to say that because that sounds kind of mean. But, through comedic purposes, like, she kind of reminds me of like an Alicia Fox kind of character, but she can still kick some ass, of course. I feel like her time I feel like her time has come. Her time has definitely come. She, when you speak about the inaugural Women's United States Champion, you think about Chelsea Green, it seems like it pops. When you think about maybe Bayley winning, like, you think, oh, it's cool. Obviously, a veteran in WWE had it, sometimes 9 times out of 10, at least in my eyes. I'm kind of like, you know what? You could have saw this coming. Like, you could have saw this coming, obviously, when the mid-card title was introduced. Bayley, a former women's WWE champion. Obviously, Bayley, well-deserving. She put in the time as well. It seemed like the safe bet to kind of put the title on her, while WWE kind of goes to this new transformation as WWE Smackdown is heading toward 3 hours of action. So having Chelsea Green win, it'd be kind of like new, fresh. Having Bayley win and move on, I feel like if Bayley wins, I think she's going to win the whole thing. If Chelsea Green wins tonight, that means the person on the other, the match on the other side, and we're going to talk about right now, is going to be much more important. You know what I mean? Well, not much more important. I'm not trying to say, like, it doesn't matter because, Bayley's just going to win anyways. But, if Chelsea Green wins, it'd be kind of cool to be like, okay, all right, so now who's going to be, representing, like, not the babyface role per se, but, like, not the Chelsea Green role, because Chelsea Green, she's one of a kind. She definitely, she has all eyes on her whenever she steps inside the arena. So, it should be a good match. Women's United States Championship Tournament semifinal match number 2. Mi Chin takes on Tiffany Stratton. If Bayley wins, I feel like Tiffany Stratton will win. So you have the Tiffany Stratton, young, rising star, newly acquired taste for the WWE Universe, taking on the veteran Bayley. That would be interesting if Bayley would win, in Saturday night's main event. If you have Mi Chin defeat Tiffany Stratton, right now, Mi Chin, she's cool. Obviously she's from, she's from like where I'm at in Southern California. She's from Fontana, California. So obviously got to represent the hometown hero there. But, I just don't see why Tiffany Stratton want to win. Tiffany Stratton in the finals against Bayley, against Chelsea Green, against Chelsea Green. I like Mi Chin, but I don't think it's her time yet per se. She, she has put her time inside, wrestling and stuff like that. But, I don't know. I just don't think it's time yet. Don't hate me, and I'm not a Mi Chin hater, like, as I told you. But Tiffany Stratton, she just has that pop, and Chelsea Green has that pop. If Bayley versus Mi Chin was the final, I gotta be honest, it would seem a little dry. So it'd be kind of cool to see this, both of these personalities that are absolutely, like, in your face, Tiffany Stratton, and in your face, Chelsea Green, it would be kind of cool to see these two go at it in the finals, being honest. That would be obviously my fantasy pick who I would want to see go to the end. But, who knows? All right, we have Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens have their final word before Saturday night's main event. I talked about this on the podcast, how Kevin Owens, I feel like he needs to win. I feel like at this point in juncture, even, Hall of Famer Booker T and NXT commentator Booker, said that if Kevin Owens wins and if he somehow defeats Cody Rhodes, it'd be good for him. It'd be good for him right now. WWE is super hot. They could definitely, try some stuff. They can experiment with some superstars. Obviously, heading toward this WWE Netflix, era where you kind of, you have a new flavor. Like, I don't want to compare Cody Rhodes to like I was talking about with Bayley, when WWE decided to put the championship on him, they had such a huge run with Roman, it was amazing. And they were like, okay, we made Roman kind of essentially seem unstoppable. We made his reign, they did their due diligence to make Roman Reigns into, a top tier superstar, as a heel. And then fans now, they love him. It's crazy. WWE creative definitely did something right in that aspect. And then so you have Cody Rhodes come back. Obviously, it was like, okay, Roman's going to definitely take some time off, and he did. So we need kind of like a stable champion, Seth Rollins was injured. CM Punk was injured as well. And then they're like, okay, let's put the title on Damian Priest. And, let's let Gunther come, and then that all started. So, safe bet, obviously having Cody Rhodes win, but it could be bad for Kevin Owens' character. And Kevin Owens has such a chip on his shoulder because during his reign as the Universal Champion, it was kind of lackluster. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of it, although I love his work. Every single time Kevin Owens steps inside the ring, it doesn't matter if someone's much bigger than him. It doesn't matter if someone's much smaller than him. He makes himself and the other opponent look great inside that squared circle. It's a game of respect for Kevin Owens. It's a game of respect. Obviously, this storyline of, stabbing his best friend in the back, teaming up with Roman Reigns, who tried to end Kevin Owens' career. It's personal. It's very personal, and I like how WWE's kind of, creating this personal aspect, especially with the use of social media within professional wrestling standards as of this, day and age. So Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, I feel like this might be, like SmackDown kind of last week, how these guys are going to be beating the holy hell out of each other. Would be crazy if you kind of have a match stipulation added to this match. Maybe like a no holds barred, maybe a false count anywhere, an I quit match. Obviously this is the Attitude Era speaking. Inside me where I'm like, let's add some violence to this. I'm just kidding, no. But it's going to be a great match. I really would like to see, Kevin Owens wins the title, but, Randy Orton definitely waiting in the wings. That seems like the safe bet. That's probably going to happen at Saturday night's main event. So Kevin Owens will lose. He'll lose. But it's not like his character will be destroyed. It'll be like, I would have won if, Randy Orton never would have came, yada, yada, yada. But then also Bully Ray, one of the hosts of the Busted Open podcast and WWE Hall of Famer, mentioned that The Rock could come back. The Rock stated before he left WWE to film his movie, he told Cody Rhodes that this might be the end of the story with you and Roman, but overall this is going to be the start of the story between me and you. It could be something. Like I said, there's a couple of outs there, and all in all, I feel like it's going to be pretty awesome. All right, so enough talking about Saturday night's main event because we're going to talk about predictions right now. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage, and join me here in about 30 seconds. So hey, do not go anywhere.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing losing it. The noose it fits, some loose shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh!
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Alright, we're back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez, to talk about the greatest thing in the world of professional wrestling. We talk about all the action inside and outside of the ring. We talk about backstage curtain calls, rumors, dramas. We talk about injury updates, inactive statuses. We also talk about, contract negotiations, extensions, and new signings. We talk about, wrestling promotions from AEW to WWE to TNA to Ring of Honor, New Japan Professional Wrestling. If it makes major news in the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on this show, 1010%. All right, so kind of reflect on what we talked about right quick. We had our WWE Smackdown sneak peek, and now we're going to talk about some WWE Saturday Night's main event predictions. Should be awesome. Should be one of the best Saturday Night's main events to ever air. Obviously, I wasn't there once when it was very prominent back in the 80s and stuff like that, so maybe it might be a little biased in my standards, but it's gonna be pretty awesome. But before we move on, I just want to remind you guys to go ahead and hit up that super chat with if you got a burning question or a hot take in terms of the world of professional wrestling. Here at the GSMC Sports Network, we do want you guys to feel absolutely free to share what is on your mind without, this is a judgment-free zone. I don't want to try to steal that from Planet Fitness, but I'm just kidding. Maybe because I recently saw a commercial and I was like, judgment-free zone, that's crazy. We just want to make sure that you guys feel like your voice is part of the mix, so don't be shy, drop your thoughts inside that chat. And if you really want to make sure that your comment, question, or concern gets noticed on air, why not use that super chat? Go ahead and click that $, which guarantees anything you guys put inside that chat box is going to be talked about, discussed, maybe even debated about if it's that juicy of a topic on the show. Plus, it's a great way to support the channel, guys. Here at the GSMC Sports Network, we have one goal in mind. We want to make sure that with all these amazing podcasters, with all these amazing sports shows, we want to make sure that you guys feel like you're, we just want to make sure you guys feel like you're hosts of the shows as well. Like, your opinion definitely matters 1010%. And we want to bring you guys so much sports content that you guys love so damn much. We are super grateful for each and every one of you guys who joins us here daily on the GSMC Sports Network. Your support makes all the difference. So, let's keep the conversation going. Let's keep this party going. Send in those super chats, those super stickers, because you guys are super awesome. And together we will make sure this podcast is, bigger, better, and stronger than ever. Once again, if the super chat not your thing, it's all good. Go ahead and hit up that tips and donations link at the gsmcpodcast.net. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, and just remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Follow the show, follow the network here, the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity, 1010%. But of course, in terms of talking sports, it's inevitable. There's going to be criticisms, there's going to be some disagreements, and it's all good. Feedback is a gift. We just want to make sure you guys feel absolutely comfortable in sharing whatever's on your mind. And give me some of those wrestling hot takes. All right, without further ado, we have Saturday night's main event kicking off. First time in 16 years. WWE Saturday Night's main event airs from the new So Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Long Island, New York. The primetime special airs on NBC and Peacock simultaneously as part of a new 5-year domestic media rights partnership with NBC Universal. This weekend marks the first of 4 specials airing annually as a part of of the deal. Saturday Night's main event, which has aired imminently through 1985, hasn't broadcasted since 2008. So obviously this is a big deal, and there's probably going to be some stars. There's probably going to be. Well, there's going to be Jesse the Body Ventura also on the mic as well. So that should be pretty interesting. Me personally, I know it's probably going to be Corey Graves and Michael Cole. I would love to see, some Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee is, super awesome. It would be kind of cool to kind of see him as well. Or it'd be kind of cool to have Pat McAfee, kind of interviewing people backstage. This overall being on NBC, I feel like this is going to be like that typical award show, whether if it's like the Grammys or the Oscars or the Golden Globes. it's gonna be kind of like that, where you're gonna get like a lot of interviews, and you know, I would love to see some star power, love to see some wrestling legends kind of come back. Obviously, there's still a lot of rumors. There's still gonna be a lot of rumors that you know, of returns, possibly on Saturday, and you know, without, I feel like that'd be pretty cool. It'd be kind of cool to kind of get blindsided by a nice, you know, by a nice return. All right, let's go ahead and get into the teeth of the matches. We have the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Gunther defending his title in a triple threat match against Damian Priest and the leader of the New Judgment Day, Finn Balor. This match, I felt, you know, with the addition of Damian Priest, now I feel like, although I don't know any reason why they would take the title off of Gunther, but then again, if anybody, you know, would be able to lose their championship and be like, damn, that guy had a good run. It's just the fact that, you know, whenever WWE or basically any wrestling brand wants to take the title off of somebody where the champion, well, the former champion, you know, doesn't look weak. And, you know, it's triple threat matches. It's triple threat matches. It's fatal four ways, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Like you saw on TNA with the, you know, with the six-pack, the elimination challenge. Like, obviously, that's when you saw Moose lose his world championship at Slammiversary. You know, it's you know, it's just this. I'm not saying, you know, it would be. I don't know. Like, I don't want to seem like I'm trying to downplay any of these superstars. Damian Priest, you know, he had his couple of shots. As of right now, he has a Finn Balor problem, and that Finn Balor problem is not going to go away. So, you know, with Gunther winning, kind of stepping aside, Finn Balor and Damian Priest once again hating each other. They need to finish this right now. Because right now it feels like it's a lot of wash, rinse, and repeat, where we're getting the same thing with Damian Priest and Finn Balor, where every Monday night on Raw, Damian Priest comes out to say his 2 cents, or he comes out to confront Finn Balor of the Judgment Day, then Carlito comes, and then Dominic Mysterio comes, and every single time he's laid out with them standing on top of him, being like, you know, oh, all rise, it's real Judgment Day, you know, so something needs to change. Something needs to change, maybe with the addition of the World Heavyweight Championship on, you know, Finn Balor and Gunther, because, I mean, Finn Balor or Damian Priest, because Goldberg's retirement match has actually happened in 2025. His victim, you know, he said it on College Game Day. It's Gunther. It's Gunther. His next, you know, his opponent is going to be Gunther. Obviously, I hope he has nowhere near a successful match against Gunther. That would be so stupid. You know, this would be a match just to kind of put Gunther over. So now they got to, you know, start building things up. He was talking about maybe the Royal Rumble. But, you know, a match of that caliber, Las Vegas, Nevada, WrestleMania seems a little bit more appropriate. So that makes me think that maybe we won't see the title change hands. Honestly, I think on Saturday night's main event, like it's kind of heart crushing and it kind of sucks. You know, if I had to make a bold prediction, obviously, you know, I would think none of the titles will change hands. You know, and you know, obviously, you know, it kind of sucks, because there's obviously a whole bunch of stemmed storylines that could definitely come from this tree of awesomeness if you see Finn Balor win the World Heavyweight Championship or Damian Priest. You know, I don't know. It could definitely be possible. But I think if I had to make a prediction right now, I would definitely say that Gunther is going to retain his title. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. This match is basically just to paint Drew McIntyre as, you know, I don't think he's going to necessarily be seen as a heel. He's going to take the Kevin Owens, kind of Seth Rollins approach to, like, why, you know, he even mentioned it, the reason why he attacked Sami Zayn and Jey Uso was because they went back crawling with their tail between their legs back to their tribal chief Roman Reigns after he continued to treat them like crap, to basically, you know, kind of talk down to them, and, you know, it was, you know, made them feel omnipotent. But, you know, this could be a way for Drew McIntyre to kind of seem like he could be, you know, a future WWE champion. This could also immerse himself, maybe Jey Uso gets in the way of this match. And I don't know, this match is, although I feel like Drew is going to win, obviously this match is, you know, I think Drew's going to win. Like I said, the purpose of this match is to paint Drew McIntyre as, like, he himself feels like, you know, the enforcer, feels like that he's cleaning up the injustice of Monday Night Raw, you know, after the whole CM Punk thing, and also, you know, attacking Jey Uso backstage, and of course attacking Sami Zayn 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw. So this should be an interesting matchup. You know, you're going to see Sami Zayn, of course, just be resilient. You know, that classic Sami Zayn where he's never down. You know, that's a, never say never kind of attitude of Sami Zayn. I don't know why, but Sami Zayn kind of reminds me of kind of like a Mick Foley, where Mick Foley, he fight in these matches, would fight opponents that would tower over him, but his non-quit attitude, his willingness to kind of push it to the limit and never say quit, that kind of reminds me of Sami Zayn. So I think Drew McIntyre picks up the victory. Io Sky, the challenger, taking on Liv Morgan. Liv retains. Right now with this momentum with her, Raquel Rodriguez, I feel like can't be stopped. And, Rhea Ripley, she's already had her chance at Liv Morgan a couple of times. With Io Sky winning, I feel like that would open up the gate for WWE to immerse Rhea Ripley back into the title picture. And, not that I don't like Rhea Ripley as a champion. Like, she was cool. But she did have a nice dominating run. The problem with Rhea Ripley is she's just too damn good. She looks too damn strong. Her going up against Io Sky. Although Io Sky, she knows how to hold her own inside the ring, obviously, having a couple of defeats over the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair. So she would be a formidable champion, but I think as of this time, I would love to see her as the Women's Intercontinental Champion. Like, I feel like that at this point makes a little bit more sense. Her or Lyra Valkyria definitely should be in the finals. That'd be pretty cool. But her, kind of dethroning Liv at this point really doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense, especially heading into this WWE Monday Night Raw Netflix era starting in January. Liv Morgan, although she's not the most poppiest superstar inside the ring, she cuts good promos. She's always, her and her fake laugh that drives me freaking nuts. Ha! Like, I don't know, it just drives me crazy. I don't know, I'm not a huge, she's cool and all. She's definitely cool. But, she more or less kind of makes her money when she's holding the mic and when she's backstage cutting promos. Inside the ring, she's gotten better. She's gotten better. So, maybe I'm a little cynic here in Liv Morgan. But all in all, I feel like she's going to retain. All right, so we're talking about this in our SmackDown sneak peek. My pick for the finals that I would love to see is Tiffany Stratton going up against Chelsea Green. This would absolutely solidify Tiffany Stratton as a babyface. If Chelsea Green somehow finds a way to cheat, Piper Niven gets involved, or this is finally when Nia Jax turns her back on Tiffany Stratton, and then Tiffany Stratton's on, she's a woman on a mission after that. Then heading into the Royal Rumble or heading into anything like that, that's when she cashes in her Money in the Bank to become the new WWE Women's Champion. Her becoming the inaugural Women's United States Championship with that briefcase really doesn't make a lot of sense. We want to see Tiffany Stratton cash in. We want to see him cash in. And, so we're going to have the inaugural USA Champion, a Women's United States Champion, be a double champion with the WWE Women's. Like, this isn't AEW Dynamite. She's not Mercedes Moné. You've seen how the women's division in AEW's kind of suffered with Mercedes Moné being a double champion. And, WWE just created this shiny new belt. They want to show it off. I want to show it off. I don't want it to be, overshadowed, if Tiffany Stratton is the WWE champion and the Women's United States champion. Just wouldn't make a lot of sense. Like, it'd be like, oh, okay, you gave it to somebody who's a WWE champion. Might as well just, giving her, a braid for her hair. That thing around her waist isn't going to look like it matters at all. So the best thing to do would be kind of give it a new flavor. Would love to give it a new flavor. Would love to see Chelsea Green become the inaugural WWE United States Champion. She would be amazing. She's absolutely amazing, on the mic. She has great in-ring skills. She has great in-ring capabilities. Obviously, you see this comedic fashion. You kind of see her running around SmackDown as kind of like a joke. I kind of would like to compare her to like an Alicia Fox back in the day, where she's a crybaby and she screams whenever she doesn't get what she wants, and I want to see her personality change. I want to see just kind of like a reboot of Chelsea Green. She's going to become the champion. She's going to have a fire. She's going to have a new fire inside her soul, her body, and she's going to change. And she's going to become, a pretty good United States champion. So I would pick Chelsea Green to win. And finally, we got the main event. If WWE wants to keep it safe, have Cody Rhodes retain the championship. It's not bad. it's not really bad. I, for one, would love to see a change of scenery. I would love to see, Cody Rhodes lose to Kevin Owens, but then again, it kind of has to make sense. And there's a couple of outs. The lingering injured Randy Orton might come out and RKO Kevin Owens. The Rock might come and screw over Cody Rhodes. We're not too sure, what's going to happen. This, although people might think that this is going to be the most predictable match, this might be a shocker. This could definitely, be a shocker. Maybe, like I said, maybe The Rock comes in and screws, Kevin Owens' chances of becoming the WWE champion. And maybe, you see The Rock, he comes with Hikuleo. He comes with his own, with his own bloodline. Or he comes out with Solo Sikoa, comes out with Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and they just start wailing on Cody Rhodes. And then Kevin Owens, Kevin Owens isn't really a heel. He's not a heel. He thinks he was right. He thinks he was ultimately done wrong. Kevin Owens steps in, helps out his former friend, Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton steps in as well. And, it kind of seems like it's right. But I don't know. I feel like with Kevin Owens being deemed as a heel, like I kind of warned WWE, you don't want to send Kevin Owens too far off the scale of possibly becoming a babyface or a babyface champion. We had a heel WWE champion for over 1,300 days, 1,030 something. I would love to see Kevin Owens get back into that. I loved it when he was loved by the fans. I thought it was great. I thought his bookings were awesome. I loved seeing him and Randy. If these three can reconcile their own differences, and if The Rock becomes a full-time partner or becomes a full-time wrestler on SmackDown, The Rock has enough heel power. He has enough heel aura to totally. Everybody could be a babyface around him. That's how powerful The Rock could be. The Rock effect. So, like I said, a lot of possibilities, a lot of outs that could possibly be part of this, and definitely a lot of future storylines that could develop heading into WrestleMania season at the Royal Rumble. All right, guys, so hey, do not go anywhere. We talked about WWE Saturday night's main event. Now we're going to talk about TNA's Final Resolution. We're going to talk about it, obviously. I think it's already aired. Have not checked any results, no recaps. I'm going in blind. I can't wait to watch some highlights. So we're going to talk about it, give you guys some of my predictions when we come back. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage, and join me here in about 25 seconds. So hey, do not go anywhere.
Looking for your daily fix of sports talk without having to pay for it? GSMC Sports Network is available on YouTube. Just search GSMC Sports Network. Get your fix of daily sports talk shows on YouTube, absolutely free. NFL, college football, NBA, MLB, MMA, UFC, fantasy football, and so much more. GSMC Sports Network has shows running all day long, with new sports shows starting every 2 hours. Just like on your favorite cable sports channel, except GSMC Sports Network is absolutely free. Just search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube to catch one of your new favorite shows, like the GSMC College Football Podcast, Chip Shot Football Podcast, Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, GSMC Basketball Podcast, and so many more. Check it out for yourself. GSMC Sports Network, now available on YouTube absolutely free. Search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube right now.
All right, and we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast. Brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez, every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Here to talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling, all the action inside and outside the ring. Backstage curtain calls, drama, rumor, and updates. We talk about inactive statuses, injury updates, contract negotiations, extensions, and new signings. We talk about promotions like WWE to AEW to Ring of Honor to TNA. If it makes major news in the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on this show 1,010%. So make sure you guys, like and subscribe to the show so you guys can get some notifications when we go live. All right, without further ado, just going to reflect on what we talked about. We had our WWE Smackdown sneak peek. We also talked about Saturday night's main event. And we're going to talk about some TNA Final Resolution. So let's go and dive on into the subject matter. I'm super excited for TNA. Obviously, their PLEs. Their PLEs kind of like AEW. They have really good PLEs, definitely. You know, the weekly shows are awesome as well. Right now, you can actually subscribe to TNA Plus for absolutely free. Promo code, I think it's free. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. You know, you can definitely look it up online and you know, can find out. Final Resolution. Impact recently did have a pay-per-view as well, and now it's going to now we have after 2 weeks. I think it was 2 weeks ago. So yeah, without further ado, let's step on into some TNA Final Resolution coming center stage to Atlanta, Georgia. Tickets are sold out. That's actually pretty damn cool. Not too bad. It was Turning Point. I knew it. Damn it! It was Turning Point. I wanted to say Turning Point, but I didn't want to seem wrong. I didn't want to destroy all credibility. But maybe I should have took a chance. Sometimes when you take chances, guys, it works. What is it? Think long, think wrong. Usually stick with your gut. If you second guess yourself. I know this is kind of something that I. As a college graduate, during the test, I was like, oh my God, I would always second guess myself. I'd be reviewing my answers. I'd be like, no, wait a minute. I'm just kidding. Moving on. So we have, TNA starting out with Leon Slater and JDC. The winner of this match, I feel like it's going to be JDC, kind of building up momentum for him. But Leon Slater as well, and he's young. Definitely a future participant to take on, Moose for that X Division Championship. If Moose wins tonight, JDC, having Moose's back with the system, this could be definitely be a way for him to kind of get tighter in the group and have the, kind of pick up this dub here. But as of right, I would like to see Leon Slater pick up this victory. I don't think Moose is going to have the X Division Championship for very long, because he's not really your contemporary prototype, X Division champion. He's not a speedball Mike Bailey. He's not a Zachary Wentz. He's not a Mustafa Ali. He's not back in the day. He's not an young AJ Styles or a Jay Lethal or Christopher Daniels. He's not that type of person. But I would like to see Leon Slater have the title. I definitely feel like, he's, a fan favorite. People like him. He has great confidence inside the ring. And he has some pretty good spots. So it wouldn't surprise me if Leon Slater starts building up that momentum to challenge Moose. Jonathan Gresham against Frankie Kazarian. Frankie Kazarian, I think it gets into the win column tonight. Jonathan Gresham, nothing against him. I feel like he's, he's good. It's not like he's bad. He has kind of been in those spots where when he needs to win, I feel like he kind of shrinks. But then again, it's kind of the same with Kazarian. I feel like these two are kind of like the same participants going at each other. But obviously, I kind of compare Frankie Kazarian to like a young Randy Orton, absolutely going to go out there and he doesn't give a damn if you like him. He doesn't give a damn if you hate him. He's going to go out there and do what's best for him and his career. And he wants to get back into that, that title picture. So right now I'm on 50-50. I'm 50-50. If I had to, gun to my head, maybe Kazarian picks up the victory. Sometimes that's also a good thing about Frankie. Is when his back's against the wall, he sometimes he kind of pulls a win out of his ass, and and it works out. So it'd be Frankie Kazarian, it'd be kind of cool to kind of see him pick up the dub there. All right, so your Final Resolution, we got the Rascals teaming up with Jake Something taking on Hammerstone. The Rascals taking on Jake Something and Hammers. Oh, it's a 3-way tag team match. Okay, so this is doesn't really say for the number one contendership. I would imagine this is for a chance at the TNA World Championship. Sorry, let me kind of look over my notes here. I was like, oh, dude, I'm so confident that I can just kind of go and talk off the fly here. Competition in the TNA's tag team division, more fierce than ever. Final Resolution 3 top duos will clash in hopes of building momentum towards a potential TNA World Tag Team title opportunity. So it's not necessarily like a number one contenders match, but it's kind of just to kind of flex a little bit here. Shoots. I like PCO and Sami Callihan, because those guys are absolute powerhouses. But when you think about the tag team division, I think Rascals. 1,010%. Jake Something and Hammerstone, like I was kind of talking before I think it was on the last podcast, that, Jake Something a couple months ago seemed like he was going to be like better than where he is now? It seemed like Jake something was going to make something of himself by now. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not trying to be a jerk. And Hammerstone was rumored to kind of have an injury. He's probably wrestling through it, and maybe after this match he kind of takes some time away from TNA. But right now I feel like the best bet and one of my favorite tag teams in professional wrestling as a whole, not just on TNA, the Rascals. I would love to see Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz pick up a dub here. That'd be pretty cool. All right, we got Ace Austin against Trent Seven. Ace Austin isn't a huge fan of how, Trent Seven attacked his partner, Speedball Mike Bailey, destroying Speedball Mountain, obviously, for reasons. Mike Bailey has been rumored to be signing with AEW. He's been seen at, backstage events. So, obviously his contract was up in TNA, and TNA failed to re-sign him, or maybe, AEW gave him, a better offer. Ace Austin, gotta love and respect my man, Ace Austin. Also gotta give love and respect to my man, Chris Bay. Hopefully, he's doing great. Speedy recovery. Definitely, my thoughts and prayers are with him and his loved ones during this holiday season. I want to see Trent Seven go down, man. Let's have Ace Austin win. Destroy Trent Seven. I'm just kidding, no. But this is gonna be a hard-fought match. But if TNA is really sincerely pushing Trent Seven as this complete badass as a heel, why not? Let's just have him win Ace Austin. That would be, it'd be kind of a nice match. Let him solidify his heel turn by, beating somebody like Ace Austin. All right, we got the former TNA Knockouts World Champion, the Juggernaut, Jordan Grace, goes one-on-one with Rosemary. This is a good spot for Rosemary. If Rosemary wins, it'd be great because, when she was doing her little stint in NXT with Wendy Chu, even when Wendy Chu came to TNA, it seemed like it kind of ultimately kind of diminished her character. I saw her, lose matches and stuff like that. When Tana Paxley teamed up with Lyra Valkyria and defeated them. I saw Rosemary kind of look a little bit, a little weak. So, having that, dark and ominous tone in the women's locker room definitely would be great. I feel like Jordan Grace is heading out of TNA, and along the way, she's definitely, she's paying her dues. She spent so much time as the TNA Knockouts World Champion. She had such an amazing run, and a gifted, badass superstar that Jordan Grace is. I think she's gonna put superstars over. You saw her put Masha Slamovich over. She lost the match against Tasha Steelz, and would it be kind of fitting to kind of have her? If she randomly beats Rosemary, which would be, I don't know. For me, I would feel like, okay, why? But then if Rosemary defeats Jordan Grace, it's like, holy crap, Rosemary is the real deal here in the, TNA. I definitely think Jordan Grace comes to WWE NXT and just, adds to that already stacked women's division, chasing after Roxanne Perez. So, I pick Rosemary in this one. Moose takes on Kushida in a TNA X Division Championship match. Oh, God. I hope Kushida wins. Of course I hope Kushida wins. I feel like it would bring justice to the X Division on TNA Wrestling. But that's not going to happen. Moose is going to win. He's going to find a way to win. And like I said, I'm not a Moose hater, guys. I'm not. But he should have just stayed in the main event. The main event card. You know what I mean? Ah, God. I can't even say it with a straight face, man. I'm just kidding. Moving on. We have a TNA Raw Tag Team Championship tables match. We have the Hardys taking on the System. And the Hardys recently signed a new contract with TNA. It would make no sense to, put the tag team titles on the System. The Hardys are fan favorites. And, by all means, they're exactly what TNA should have in the tag team division. When the System held the tag team belts, with all due respect, totally awesome. Obviously, nice reign. Got to respect the nice reign. But the matches were very, slowed down. There was a couple times where, they would kind of go out of their comfort zone and kind of speed up the match, jumping off the ropes, jumping through the ropes, over the top rope, etc., jumping off the turnbuckle. But, I feel like the System was just too good for too long. So now you kind of have to let, somebody else get some love. And, for me, I think the Hardys retain. All right, we have the winner gets a TNA World Title shot at Genesis. Joe Hendry takes on Josh Alexander, Mike Santana, and Steve Macklin. This is a hell of a match. Is it elimination? Let me check the notes. Feels elimination to be pretty freaking badass. Honestly, would steal the spotlight tonight. 3. No, sorry. Okay, here we go. Josh Alexander, Mike Santana compete for a shot. Fatal 4-way show. Okay, yeah. Anything goes. Okay, so it's not an elimination match. So, like I said, in terms of Fatal 4-ways, it's nice. That's what wrestling promotions do. When they're like, okay, let's, bring a surprise person to kind of win this match. For me, I feel like Joe Hendry finally gets his shot at Nic Nemeth again, and he picks up the victory. But Josh Alexander, man. He's such a force to be reckoned with. Steve Maclin's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. Mike Santana, might be that wild card. Like, that'd be pretty interesting to see him. He's doing so well in TNA. It'd be kind of cool to see him win, to take on Nic Nemeth. But right now, this growing storyline between can Nic Nemeth and the Nemeth brothers trust Joe Hendry? Joe Hendry feuding with Nick's brother, Ryan. Like, I don't know, maybe it comes all full circle at Genesis? Possibly. Shoot. So right now, I'm stuck between Joe Hendry and Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander, recently retiring from independence. Why not? Let's just go full blown. We're gonna go. We believe in Joe Hendry tonight to take on Nic Nemeth at Genesis, and it's it's about time. He's been on the main event line for quite some time, losing, then winning. He's losing because of outside interference and stuff like that. So it'd be kind of cool to see Joe win this match. But if he loses to Josh Alexander, it would, I wouldn't really be too upset. And if randomness of Mike Santana comes through, wouldn't surprise me as well. All right, we have the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Masha Slamovich taking on Tasha Steelz. If you want a new direction in the Women's Knockouts Championship, you take, Tasha Steelz wins. But I feel like they are kind of, I don't know, like Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance, looking like they're about to lock up those TNA Knockouts World Championships, like tag team championships. And, I'm not into it because I love Spitfire, but this could definitely be, Tasha Steelz wins. This would be an interesting turn. But Masha Slamovich is still riding that high of defeating Jordynne Grace. I don't see why her momentum stops tonight. So I think she retains. I definitely think she retains. Nothing against Tasha Steelz. Nic Nemeth against AJ Francis. I love and respect AJ Francis, but Nic Nemeth is going to retain the TNA World Championship to kind of build up, especially if Joe Hendry wins. If Joe Hendry wins, Josh Alexander, they're gonna want to fight Nic Nemeth because they have built up storylines, they have history, and with AJ Francis being the TNA World Champion, it just wouldn't really fly, wouldn't really go that well. But it's a possibility. But I'm 95% Nick and 5%. What if AJ Francis randomly brings out the best match he's ever wrestled? Obviously, he called himself the greatest heel in professional wrestling right now. I'm not too sure how to if I agree with that, but hey, anything can happen. Dreams can come true here on the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast. All right, without further ado, we're going to talk about some wrestling power rankings. Of course, at first we had the women's. So we're going to talk about my top 10 women in professional wrestling, obviously, in terms of lists and, and sports or anything like that. Whether if it's a baseball show, a basketball show, whatever. It's going to be a little bit of a bias. That got to be, especially in professional wrestling. So we're going to talk about my top 10 wrestlers when we come back. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage, and join me here in about 25 seconds. So, hey, do not go anywhere.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.
All right, thank you so much for tuning in to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez, to talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling, all the action inside and outside of the squared circle. We talk about, rumors, drama, backstage, backstage updates. We talk about inactive statuses, injury statuses as well. We talk about contract negotiations, extensions, and new signings. We talk about promotions like WWE, AEW, to TNA, to Ring of Honor, to the NWA, to the GCW, if it makes major news in the world, of professional wrestling. We talk about it here on this show 1,010%. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Hit that follow button so you guys can get notifications when we whenever we go live. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about our wrestling power rankings. I got my top 10 women, guys. I got my top 10 women inside professional wrestling. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into it. Like I said, obviously, in terms of talking some list, and according to anything, there's gonna be a little biases involved, but we're gonna do our best to stay objective. Okay, for the women's, we have Liv Morgan. We have Liv Morgan at number 10. I was talking about before, I'm a believer of Liv, but to a certain extent, not really too high on her just yet. I feel like she does a lot of good work, more or less outside of the ring than she does inside the ring. But she has been getting better. She has not been missing her cues. She's been, it's not really botching any moves as often. There's a couple of times where I'm like, move could be executed a little bit more to perfection. But then again, these entertainers are literally they do shows live on the fly. It's like plays, you know what I mean, like where of course there's going to be some mishaps, and then if you kind of point it out, you're kind of a jerk. So it's like you can't be too skeptical against Liv Morgan. As the world heavyweight champion, the women's champion, she's done really, really well to kind of put that belt on the map, especially when Rhea Ripley was injured and she had to relinquish her title. Not a lot of times, you would expect the next champion to kind of be, kind of like a steeple in professional wrestling. So for that, I'm definitely giving Liv Morgan her flowers. At number 10, I got Liv Morgan. At number 9, we have the timeless Toni Storm making her return at AEW's Winter is Coming. There was this kayfabe thing about her retiring from professional wrestling, and I didn't buy it. I knew she was going to come back. And, she needed to come back. AEW was a lot more... I feel like the women's division was a lot more better with Toni Storm involved. Obviously, there's a lot of outside lingering factors, but... she belongs at AEW. She belongs in AEW. She belongs to, she deserves to have a title around her waist. So, at number 9, I got Toni Storm. At number 8, I got Red Velvet, the Ring of Honor Women's Television Champion. Still, kicking ass and taking names. Something I love about her style inside the ring is that she's not afraid to... she's not afraid to kind of go out and beyond. Like, she's kind of reminds me of like a Kaylani Jordan of NXT. But then again, she kind of has the attitude of like, Jada Parker and like the in-your-face thing like Tiffany Stratton. So there's, definitely a lot, a lot of character development. And I feel like that's a huge reason why she's definitely, one of the best things in TNA right now. Well, not TNA, in Ring of Honor right now. But, I'm honestly throwing my flowers to Red Velvet. So yeah, hell yeah. At number 8, I got Red. All right, at number 7, I got Julia. The number 1 contender, winning that NXT Iron Survivor match at Deadline last Saturday. It was big. It was really, really big. It was good for her. She's getting a second chance at Roxanne Perez. Obviously, me putting her on this list, it's not a foregone conclusion that she's going to defeat Roxanne, but like I said, there's a lot of possibilities that she does. She becomes the new face of NXT. Even WWE president Nick Khan said that WWE, the only thing that's changing is they're going to become more international. And then you would have a growing development between Stephanie Vaquer and Julia. And then, you can have them go at it. And then Zarya comes into the mix. And then, later on down the line, you sign Jordan Grace. And it's, this, it kind of becomes like an international battle. It's so awesome. It's so cool. It's great for NXT. The women's division, NXT, perfection. Absolutely awesome. So it'd be nice to kind of see Julia kind of step out of the shadow of Roxanne Perez. And this also opens up the opportunity for Roxanne to kind of debut on SmackDown or even on Monday Night Raw. That would be a pretty badass. Raw and SmackDown both moving to 3-hour shows. So there's going to be a lot of time to showcase some talent. We have a women's mid-card belt finally. So it'd be pretty cool to kind of see Julia, become the new NXT Women's Champion. Number 6, we got Masha Slamovich, the TNA Knockouts World Champion. What could I say? But, nothing but impressive. The one, obviously, not stealing, but taking the belt away from Jordynne Grace, the Juggernaut. She's been unstoppable for so long. So damn long. Masha, she used to be in a tag team with Alicia Edwards. Obviously, that didn't really work out. So then Alicia Edwards obviously throwing her to the curb. Bad choice. Turns out Masha Slamovich is a lot better than Alicia Edwards could ever be. So she picks up the victory. Well, she picks up the victory against Jordynne Grace. I feel like she wins tonight at Final Resolution and she keeps this momentum going. So, At number 6, I got Masha Slamovich. Number 5, we got Mercedes Moné. Man, nothing but good things. Nothing but good things to the EST. Not the EST, sorry. Excuse me. To the CEO. Does it seem like she kind of stole that from Bianca Belair? I'm just kidding. No, don't want to say that. She couldn't be the boss, of AEW. She couldn't take that away from WWE. But it would have been kind of cool if she did. That would have been pretty badass. Double champion. It's Mercedes Moné. It's not like I'm a hater or anything like that. Definitely her superstar, her star power is immense. Obviously, you can't ignore it. The way she ultimately kind of holds herself up in the AEW locker room. She was better as a heel. When she came back, when she signed with AEW at Big Business, when she debuted, she was, I think it was in Boston at TD Garden Arena. She just seemed like this total babyface. Didn't really seem like it was going to work. And now with the women's division kind of growing, but the AEW women's division, I gotta be honest, it seems like it's not really. It's kind of fading away. And this has nothing to do with Mercedes Moné, winning the TBS championship right out of the get-go, taking it away from Willow of Nightingale. And then, obviously she defeated Stephanie Vaquer to win that Women's New Japan Professional Wrestling Strong Championship. And she's kind of hold a stronghold on both belts. Is it a possibility that her being a double champion kind of cripples the AEW women's division? Possibly, could definitely be. But, she came here, she signed, she deserved all the money she absolutely got. She is the CEO of professional wrestling. And, I would love to see her in not better spots because obviously she's getting the best bookings. But, I want to see her, I don't want to say be humanized because right now she seems like she's on this pedestal that you can't beat her. Like, you can't even match up to her intensity. You don't even have a shot when you go up against Mercedes Moné. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I would love to see, Mercedes Moné kind of come back down to earth if she either loses the New Japan Professional Wrestling Women's Strong Championship or the TBS Championship. Just kind of bring her down to earth. Let her lose one title. It's okay. It's okay, Tony. It's okay. All right, at number 4, we have Athena, obviously, for good reason. She is one of the longest reigning Ring of Honor, not just in the women's division, Ring of Honor champions. Where her reign right now is, oh my God, you can't take this away from her. You can't recreate it ever again. She's literally going to be in the history books inside the world of professional wrestling and Ring of Honor for forever, which is great. Obviously, she deserves it. She deserves 1,010%. She had all the talent in the world coming from NXT. WWE couldn't do anything with her. Ring of Honor got her. It was a steal, man. It was a steal. But I'm happy to see that she's achieving success. I feel like her title reign is a little bit in jeopardy. Her and, MIT, or what was it, MIB? I'm not too sure. Lexi Nair also, Billy Starks kind of being at odds with Billy. This could definitely be a way for, Ring of Honor to kind of put the title on her. Maybe, kind of new direction. New year, new direction. Maybe, possibly. But, right now, Athena's just, she's absolutely cake. She's killing it. She's killing it. She's absolutely shattering records, and she's, she looks good doing it. She's wrestling inside the ring. She puts on great matches, great promos. Nothing really to complain over here about Athena. That's why I have her here at number 4. At number 3, we have Mariah May, the AEW World Champion, recently defeated Mina Shirakawa at AEW's Winter is Coming. And, of course, you saw Toni Storm come back into the fray. Does Toni Storm dethrone Mariah May for that championship? Possibly, kind of building up, a nice little, back and forth feud between the two. But Mariah May, not taking anything away from Mariah May, because, there's this new persona of her being absolutely ruthless and relentless inside the ring. It's a good look for her. It's a good look. I personally wouldn't have put her against Mina Shirakawa so quick, unless they were planning on bigger things with Mina. But I don't know, right now it just seems like Mariah May is trying to hold up this AEW women's division that's in trouble. It's in trouble. So you can't really blame Mariah. Obviously this, what's going on with Britt Baker? What is going on with Britt Baker DMD? One moment she's on the border of being suspended. One moment she's having beef with MJF backstage. Then her and Adam Cole break up, and then she gets injured or sick, travel issues, and I don't know. It just seems like it's not really working for Britt. If Britt Baker gets her stuff together, and challenges, because she was supposed to challenge Mariah May for the championship. I think it was a month ago. Obviously, that never really came to fruition. So, if she gets her stuff together, we can have DMD going up against, Mariah the Glamour. That would be pretty cool. That would be a great match. That would be a great match to ultimately either solidify Mariah May's run or, kind of bring in a new flavor to AEW. I would love to see Toni Storm and Mariah May beat the holy hell out of each other, without a title being involved. So, they can have their, little, feud and stuff like that. But Mariah May I have here at number 3. At number 2, I got Nia Jax, the WWE Women's Champion. What can I say? More than she's killing it. She's killing it. Her dominant run, with this whole storyline between her and, Tiffany Stratton with the possible, the Tonga twins, maybe, kind of them creating their own little women's bloodline. It would be pretty damn entertaining, and it would be pretty freaking cool. I wouldn't mind it. Maybe they were the ones to attack Jade. Avi, will we find out who attacks Jade tonight on SmackDown? Like I said, I have not checked a single shred of social media. I have no idea what happened. Are we going to find out on Saturday night's main event or something like that? That'd be pretty damn interesting. Or are we going to have to wait till another WWE PLE? But at number 2, I got Nia Jax. Number 1, I got Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez has been on the list for quite some time. I usually have her around number 3, number 4. But NXT is literally putting Roxanne Perez through some stuff, man. They're bringing in all these amazing international powerhouses like Julia, like Stephanie Vaquer, like Zaria. Literally, she's running the gauntlet right now, and she's doing pretty damn good. So I feel like maybe she doesn't get the respect that she deserves. She's definitely, one of the best inside the world of professional wrestling, and she deserves all the flowers. She deserves all the flowers because she's, taking on this onslaught. She took on Jordynne Grace as well. I don't think any woman in the world of WWE in history has ever kind of went against a slate of dominant international superstars like Roxanne Perez. So, I got to put Roxanne at number 1. I feel like she deserves it. I feel like, she deserves her flowers. She's probably going to make her way onto Monday Night Raw or SmackDown pretty damn soon. And with that star power, with her personality, the way she's great on the mic, the way she comes out and she torments her opponents, and she's absolutely amazing at doing that. And she's great inside her matches. Wouldn't surprise me if she's the next one to challenge Liv Morgan for that WWE Women's World Heavyweight Champion. But, it might take a little bit more time. Maybe it's my Roxanne Perez fandom going crazy. All right, guys, so hey, do not go anywhere. We got our 5th and final segment, the last segment of the week before I let you guys go and enjoy your weekend. Now we got the men's. We talked about the women. Now we're gonna talk about the men. So hey, we will be back soon. right. We are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez, here to talk about all the amazing things surrounding the world of professional wrestling. All the action inside and out, backstage curtain calls, rumors, and dramas. We talk about, inactive statuses, injury updates. We've talked about contract negotiations, extensions, and new signings from WWE to AEW to TNA to Ring of Honor. We talk about it here on this show. If it makes major news in the world of professional wrestling, we dissect it, we analyze it, and we turn it into some awesome, creative, in-your-face content. So make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button so you guys can get notifications when we go live. All right, without further ado, let's jump on into our fifth and final segment of the week. So we talked about the top 10 amazing women of professional wrestling, and without further ado, we're going to talk about some dudes. We're going to talk about some guys. At number 10, I got Konosuke Takeshita, the AEW International Champion. From with his time with the New Japan Professional Wrestling, and even before that, this guy has always been on the radar of something called the word success, and he's been great. He's been absolutely great. When he first decided to join the Don Callis family, the Don Callis family kind of looked a little weak. Then you had this new character change with Kyle Fletcher. You've seen the addition of the Ring of Honor television champion Brian Cage and Lance Archer as well. I think Roosh was traded. I'm not too sure. But Konosuke Takeshita has, he's defended his title. He's definitely represented AEW in a manner that, for me, I've been an AEW fan for, I watch the AEW off and on, but I haven't been watching it religiously like I am within the last, couple of months. So 6 months, maybe 6 to 8 months. But, every single time this guy came from New Japan Professional Wrestling, I knew every match on the television was gonna be a banger. So, Konosuke Takeshita I have at number 10. At number 9, I got Moose. Had to put him on. As a TNA World Heavyweight Champion, I would love to put Moose on. But as the X Division Champion, I gotta be honest, man. It's like Brock Lesnar fighting, the Intercontinental Champion, or even worse, the Cruiserweight Champion. Somebody got this belt off this man. I'm just kidding. No, Moose is a talented superstar. Nothing against Moose, but I want to see more high flying. I want to see the X Division. He's fighting Laredo Kid tonight, but I don't think it's really gonna matter. I think he's gonna retain. I miss the Speedball Mike Bailey's. I miss Zachary Wentz holding the title. I definitely miss Mustafa Ali. That high flying. That's what X Division is. That's what the X Division is. Right now, I think Moose is he's too strong, and it's not. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing to. Not trying to nitpick Moose here, but he deserves to be in the heavyweight title picture. I'm sorry. All right, at number 8, I got Tony D'Angelo, the NXT North American Champion, defeating Ethan Page cleanly. And, Ethan Page, a former NXT World Champion, I thought Ethan had a great chance to win. And Tony D'Angelo kind of made him look like, he was a chump. So, obviously, this could be the storyline of Ethan Page right now, possibly making his way up to Raw or SmackDown. But Tony D'Angelo has done nothing but win, no matter what. He's killing it, though. He's killing it. Him with the family, he was able to dethrone the juggernaut that was Oba Femi for that NXT North American Championship. So, obviously, what Tony D'Angelo is doing, I like it. I kind of like his... I like his versatility, how one way he could definitely be challenging a powerhouse like Oba, or it could be taking on like a high flyer, someone even like Ethan Page or anything like that. And he does, the matches are great. The matches are great to watch, obviously. Even when he was holding the NXT Heritage Cup, it just, it's kind of cool to see him inside the ring. Hopefully he, stays with WWE NXT for quite some time. At number 8, I had Tony D'Angelo. At number 7, we have Shinsuke Nakamura, new darker side. This guy went back to his roots, fought in Japan, and now he's kind of come back. I don't want to say WWE ultimately kind of bubblegummed him, made him into like a mainstream kind of champion where he wears hair back and he was doing these silly moves and he was giving out catchphrases and stuff. Now he's a completely different person. He's more darker. He's more darker. He cares about, he gives more, not pizzazz. I don't want to say that. He gives a little bit more, oh God, how to explain it? I feel like if I put you guys inside my brain, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. Like, he puts, passion. I guess he puts more passion into his wins. You know, because before, last time you saw Shinsuke Nakamura, he was ragdoll for Braun Breaker when Braun Breaker made his debut in, WWE Monday Night Raw. He was kind of like a Smashbot guy. Like, he was a jobber. And now kind of coming back to dethrone LA Knight to win the WWE United States Championship, I'm happy for Shin. I'm happy for Shinsuke Nakamura. You know, the way they kind of screwed up his storyline with AJ Styles where he won the Royal Rumble. He should have won that WWE Championship that year. Obviously, I don't know what WWE was thinking. And that low blow at the end of the match was just absolutely silly. It was, it was kind of stupid, borderline stupid. So, I'm happy to see he's a 3-time champion. And interested to see any future storylines involving Shinsuke Nakamura. All right, number 6, I got the World's Heavyweight Champion, Gunther. I love Gunther. I think he's a great. But I don't know. I still get this feeling like, he recently became, he was, 666-day reign, beating the Honky Tonk Man, as the longest reigning WWE Intercontinental Champion. And now, not even months later, he gets the strap. WWE has seen enough, and they're like, you know what? Let's put the World's Heavyweight Championship on him. It was provided that, Drew McIntyre was injured, Seth Rollins was injured, CM Punk was injured. Maybe storylines would have been done differently. Maybe we would have had Gunther kind of take a little bit more time off before, deciding to hold the champion. But he's been doing really, really good. And especially recently, I love this sensitive side that Gunther is showing to the WWE Universe on Monday Night Raw. Like, it's cool, the whole ring general thing, but Gunther is a man of respect. He's a man of respect. He's always have been, after a well-fought battle, he'll get up and he'll shake your hand. That's how Gunther is. I don't want to see Gunther beating the holy hell out of people backstage. I don't want to see him pulling a Bobby Lashley into Hurt Syndicate and beating up security guards. I don't want to see that. I like the way Gunther is right now. Like I said, I'm really buying into this new character that WWE is ultimately trying to portray, Gunther. And, I think it's great. And, I can't wait to see that triple threat match on WWE Saturday night's main event. All right, so at number 5, I got Nic Nemeth, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. He's still being successful. I don't really see TNA getting the belt off of this guy for quite some time. Of course, tonight was Final Resolution. We could have, Josh Alexander on his way of fighting him. We could have Mike Santana, maybe Steve Maclin, or Joe Hendry. Whoever decides to fight Nick. This guy's been such a good champion. He's been such a good champion. Obviously, WWE dropping the ball with Dolph Ziggler, but sometimes some things happen for a reason. TNA, I feel like he belongs in TNA. He's a great TNA superstar. This is someone that they needed for quite some time. Obviously, kind of holding their faith and their stuff on Matt Cardona. Although love and respect to Matt Cardona, it's it's kind of nice to see a fresh face. And having Nic Nemeth win the TNA World Championship was just absolutely amazing. It was cool. And obviously he's been one of the best in professional wrestling. So got to throw some flowers to my man Nick. At number 4, we have the NXT World Heavyweight Champion Trick Williams. Not much more to say about this, but all Trick does is all he does is win. All he does is shock the universe with his back against the wall. He'll randomly muster up this courage inside the ring, find his way to get back onto the offense, and find a way to win a match. Either, if it's a hellacious battle, he'll find a way to win. Trick Williams, now a 2-time NXT champion, and now he has a pretty daunting task of fighting at New Year's Evil, defending that title against Oba Femi, and obviously he has Eddie Thorpe next week. But I don't really think too much is going to come of that. But Trick Williams has been great for NXT. He's been great for NXT. Especially, ushering this, being on the CW. It's a whole different name. It's a whole different brand. Trick Williams is somebody that you could literally, like if you're not a wrestling fan, you can turn on Trick Williams, you hear him talk on the mic, you see him fight inside the ring, and you see the confidence that he has every single time he's in the squared circle. The way he dictates the match, he's like a ring general. Like, you know what I mean? He finds a way to shine, but ultimately finds a way to, help his opponent shine. He kind of puts them in bookings. Like if he's fighting against the top high flyer guy. Trick Williams will put himself in a predicament where where he gets hit by like a high flying. Like he finds a way to make you look good. And maybe it's time for Trick Williams to spread his wings and make his debut on SmackDown or Raw. But I feel like right now he's too much of a, I don't want this to seem weird or anything like that, but he's like a cash cow. Like, you know what I mean? Like where you kind of have the cow, you have all the awesome milk that you're draining from it, and you just keep getting more and more and more, and it's really, really good. It's getting you, merchandise sales, ticket sales. It's getting people to subscribe, or it's getting people to, tune in and, and stuff like that. So right now, I don't feel like NXT would, get rid of Trick Williams. I feel like Obafemi will ultimately lose, and I feel like he possibly will make it to Raw or SmackDown. But if I had to pick the two to leave NXT, definitely I would pick Oba. All right, at number 3, got Braun Breaker, the WWE Intercontinental Champion. This guy as well, absolutely dominant inside the ring. 2-time Intercontinental Champion. Right now, I feel like he's kind of running out of participants. He's running out of challengers. Now you kind of have Ludwig Kaiser kind of pressing him for a shot at that Intercontinental Championship. But what's more to come, especially with this Netflix era? That's why we're going to have this whole superstar shakeup thing start probably on Saturday. We're going to see, big trades. We're going to see some big moves. And I don't know, it's still a possibility that Braun Breaker could definitely hold the title up until WrestleMania. But the way the Intercontinental Championships has kind of been played around and kind of been, passed around for the past couple of months, it wouldn't surprise me if, he does lose the championship. Like, so right now you kind of have that open door where if you want somebody to kind of ultimately be taken seriously on Monday Night Raw, or you want just a whole different direction or a flavor for the Intercontinental Championship for the month and a half, or 3 months, whatever, you can do it. And with Braun Breaker inside the ring, he knows how to put on a good match, and he's going to make somebody look damn good defeating him, which is, kind of weird to say. It's like, I'm good inside the ring, but I'm good in letting people defeat me. Like, it seems kind of redundant. But Braun Breaker I have at number 3. At number 2, I got Cody Rhodes. The American Nightmare is not number 1 on my list. Obviously, like this whole title reign, I like it, but Cody Rhodes needs a new set of challengers as well. He needs a whole new flavor. He needs a whole new adjustment. On Monday Night Raw, you saw him talking to Adam Pearce. There's so much BS happening on SmackDown that's including him, and he's like, you know what? I might just jump ship to Raw. Gunther comes with the World Heavyweight Championship to fight on SmackDown, because Gunther as well, him beating Damian Priest a couple of times, beating Finn Balor, beating Dominic Mysterio, beating Sami Zayn, fighting, familiar faces like, if you're not going to have him eventually fight against CM Punk and or Seth Rollins, I would let him go to SmackDown as well. So, it makes a lot of sense for Cody Rhodes to kind of jump ship. Will he drop the title to Kevin Owens at Saturday night's main event? Obviously, there's still a lot of outs. Obviously, I was talking about this earlier in the show. We have Randy Orton injured, looking to come back for Retribution against Kevin Owens, using that forbidden move, the pile driver, to take him out, put him on the shelf for about a couple of weeks. And then you also have The Rock, who possibly wants to insert his name into who's going to be the tribal chief. Maybe he brings Hikuleo, or maybe he brings Lance Inoue, he brings a couple of other, bloodline participants, and they find a way to screw over Cody Rhodes. So, like, this could, I feel like that WWE Saturday Night's main event, although most of it will probably be like, I kind of, I see that happening. Not like predictable, but I feel like at the end of the show, it's going to be a banger. They're going to have a finale. Something definitely going to happen that's going to be like jaw-dropping, especially heading into Netflix. They expected WWE to kind of hold up their part of the bargain. They wanted 2 stars on the show. They wanted CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, The Rock. They want all that. Whenever you see Monday Night Raw being advertised heading to Netflix, you see The Rock. You always hear, you hear his voice. So I feel like it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of destined for The Rock to wind up on Monday Night Raw, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. And number 2, I got Cody Rhodes. Number 1, Jon Moxley, the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, literally holding up the company right now. Like, nothing bad against, AEW, because I'm a fan of AEW. Honestly, I still think they should probably try to find smaller venues to kind of hold their shows into, because, you can't really ignore basically the dead space. Like, they'll try everything in their power to, like, black it out and stuff like that. But, then you get, the, notification on Ringside News be like, oh, the fans, decreased again. So I'm like, oh, okay. Like, but seeing Jon Moxley doing what he does, literally when he became the AEW World Championship, the whole platform, the whole direction of AEW changed. Heels turned to baby faces, top heels like the Elite, looking like they're about on the verge of breaking up. The Matthew and Nicholas Jackson basically said see ya. Like, it seems like they're going to try to get those those IWGP vacated titles, and maybe they spend some time in New Japan Professional Wrestling, and then, because right now this storyline with the Death Riders is you have the star power, you have Claudio, you also have Claudio Class, you have Pac, you have Wheeler Yuta, Marina Shafir, you have a lot of star power. And, the way Jon Moxley has ultimately kind of harnessed it and make AEW into a must-watch show, it's been magical. That's the reason why he's number 1 on my list. Definitely one of the top wrestlers right now, what he's doing inside the ring. And he's not afraid to show it. He's not afraid to kind of show his balls. He's not afraid to challenge, AEW's winter is coming. He allowed Orange Cassidy. He also let Hangman Adam Page and Jay White all have title shots at AEW at World's End. It's going to be a fatal 4-way match, and that's dangerous. It's very dangerous for Mox's, his title. His title, it will be Jeopardy, and even if that's, even if he comes out the winner, it's going to be a hellacious battle. And then you have Christian Cage lingering with that contract. The undisputed future AEW World Champion Christian Cage is self-proclaimed. At number 1, the best in professional wrestling, in my opinion, right now, Jon Moxley. Definitely. Round of applause. All right, guys. So, hey, that was my show. I got to log off real quick. We have my boy Emran, showing up. Definitely one of the hottest, sports podcasters in the world right now. His content, definitely, hot takes. Definitely stay tuned for the Dead Ball podcast if you want to be amazed. Also, if I've not made you a wrestling fan by now, we have all these other podcasts. We have football, we have we have, I think, all around sports, but that includes basketball, baseball, hockey, you name it. So make sure you guys, like and subscribe to the show, like and subscribe to the GSMC Sports Network, and thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys had a great, amazing week. Hope you guys are geared up for a fun, safe weekend. Have fun with your loved ones. Enjoy the holiday season. Stay beautiful, but most importantly, love you.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great.